Tony with RT WeGo. And why is it that it's always, for me, it's one extreme or the other? It's either freezing cold and raining, or it's burning hot. I don't know. Anyway, that's when things happen with my cars, and it's always something. So at least this time it's not me rolling around on the ground trying to get up under something. It's right on top, easy to get to, hopefully. And hopefully that's what the fix will be. We'll see. So anyway, what I had was a P0303 error misfire on cylinder 3. It just happened. The car started making this pecking noise. It was pecking, and I decided to limp my way home, kind of limp home, driving slow, and it solved itself, kind of went away. I could get up to about 30 driving through town, got home. If I try to go past 40, it acts weird. Put the code reader in it, and that's when we saw the P0303. So we're gonna try the plugs first. Hopefully it's not the coil because nothing's open. So here we go. This is that Ecotech. This cover slides to the side and comes off. I already pulled this off when I was looking at it. So that comes out of the way. Don't knock your flashlight over. We're gonna take these two screws out. This will pull up, disconnect this, and we access the 4 plugs. So we're gonna do that. And as usual with my luck, we have a winter storm coming in right now. So that's why it's raining and it's turning to freezing rain, snow, whatever. We'll see what happens in the morning. But that's my conditions, why I want to fix it now before all that hits. This is a T30 that we're using for this. And that came loose. That came loose. Now, I am my cameraman today. Let's take these out. Those out. This is supposed to pull up. I'm gonna need both hands, so I'll be back in just a second. Before you get too far with pulling this out, there's a little locking tab here. You pull the little orange block back, press down on this, pull out. I use like a screwdriver or something, kind of push down this and then pull back. Do that before you get too far with removing this, because you'll never get that out. And you have to get a hold and pull pretty firmly to break this loose from the plugs. Now, get that unlocked. Well, I said I took it loose. Put my paper towel down. There we go. Yeah, the way this one is made, some other models might be slightly different. You're gonna have to get that off before you get out from underneath this, whatever that is. Yay. And then this is supposed to just come out. There we go. All right. So yeah, okay. There's a boot missing there. Wonder what's up with that. Whereas these boots are still here. Wonder if that's number 3. It probably very well is. Might be part of the problem. Let me see what I find down inside. Yeah, the whole thing is still down there. I'll have to prise that loose and then see if I can get to these plugs. Looks like it's oil sitting down in there. If that's the case, no wonder it's like fouled out. Let's see if I can get that out. This should be fine. Oh, well, that little piece just comes off. And then the boot. There it is. It's kind of warm where I had that running when I pulled it up here. Come here. All right, well, I'm gonna fish this out with my fingers. So we get our plug socket down in there, and don't laugh, I've stacked up my extensions here so I can do this a little easier. There we go. Oh yeah, it's probably close to time to get these replaced anyway. No telling when this was last done. So we're gonna take all 4 of those out. The second one. And here we have a problem. Here's the third one. That's an issue. Wow. Oh, goodness. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. I'm having to let plug number 4 drain just a little bit because, as you can tell on the socket, it was down in the oil. Wow. Okay. So my concern is the bottom of that plug stuck down in the well. This is the first one. Second one. This is the one I'm concerned about. It looks open enough. That looks really chewed up in there. And here is the fourth one, which was soaked in oil. I don't think the bottom of the plug is in there. I think it's just gone. Maybe that was the tapping I was hearing the other day. Well, with all of the oil that is down in there in a couple of those tubes, it looks like we're going to change the valve cover gasket as well. So luckily I had one on hand. I'd ordered back before, but I never put it in. Same with the spark plugs. But we're going to change the valve, if my fingers will work in the cold, valve cover gasket for that. So we're going to take this cover off, and I have to replace one of these boots because it kind of got torn up getting it out. So that will be something I will get in the morning. Luckily you can buy those individually, not as a set, so that will work. But let's get this cover off. Okay, so it was getting dark while I was working on it, and being by myself trying to video and work, and yeah, I just stopped recording. So let me catch you up and finish explaining what happened. Oh, so like I said, I skipped replacing the valve cover gasket because I decided not to do that right now. There's too many plastic parts. I don't want to break things with it being so cold outside. So I skipped on that. I just replaced the plugs and put the new boot on the one coil cylinder and put that back in, the new plugs. You saw the old ones in the pictures. The one on number 3 was messed up. So put that back in, got everything connected back together, cleared the codes, started it, sounds good. Started down the street to test it, and when I got about 40 miles per hour, it lurched and kind of hung up again, and the check engine, the CEL, came on again. So that was the same thing it did before. You hit about 40 and it lurched and, you know, was causing problems. And after driving for about 30 seconds, let it slow down to like first gear and drive for about 30 seconds, it cleared up and I was able to go around back home. So frustrated, aggravated, don't know what to do. I decided to go ahead because it was reading almost 1 quart low on oil. I decided to go ahead and fill that up. So I went and got some oil, some of that sea foam stuff that you put in additive to oil and gas. I spliced a few ounces of sea foam in the oil and then put the rest of it in the gas and topped off the oil, started running. And I noticed that the ticking sound was softer, it was quieter. So that ticking sound was because the oil was getting low. I decided to clear the codes again, went for a spin, no problem. I got to like 70, went down and back. Now I need to test it more and make sure, but just on a quick drive for like 4 minutes, you know, down and back, found that I got it to 70. It didn't lurch, it didn't lock up, no codes, no check engine light, nothing. So the low oil might have been causing part of the problem along with that spark plug that had the end broken off. So whatever happened with that. So anyway, for right now, it's quote fixed. I have a valve cover on the way, thanks to a friend of mine. Ordered one and sent it to me, so I'm having a valve cover that will arrive in a few days. And I might video that depending on the temperature or if someone's there to video for me, replacing that. Which is basically the same thing we did today, but a few extra bolts that come out around the sides of the valve cover. You take it off, put the other one on. It comes as a kit with everything that you need. You know, the gasket and everything's already installed. You just put it in, some RTV on the sides where it kind of comes up at an angle and it has a little junction. You want to put some extra protection there. But so we'll do that in a few days when it arrives. But for right now, it's quote fixed, or fixed for me. Drivable. Hopefully I'll test it some more in the morning and drive it. I'm tired of messing with it. I'm frustrated and it's not the right time for all this to be happening for me. So anyway, thanks for watching, and please remember, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not doing this to teach you anything. I'm just showing you what I'm doing to save money, because you know everything's so expensive nowadays, and when you're low on money, you want to save any way you can. So that's just sharing my experience of trying to save some money working on a car. So if it helps you, great. If you know any other tips or tricks that help, throw them in the comments. I don't mind. If you want to be rude, please don't. I just delete those. So anyway, thanks for watching RT WeGo, and I seriously have a lot of videos that I need to catch up on and post. But we're really enjoying making this content and doing these videos, so I hope you enjoy them too. Thanks.